ओमज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोस्तुते। तप्त काञ्चन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णा प्रेम प्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णा चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकम्। श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्चार्थसुभिज्ञस्वराट् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः। तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषा धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। स्वस्ति अस्तु विश्वस्य खलः प्रसीदतां ध्यायन्तु भूतानि शिवं मिथो धिया। मनश्च भद्रं भजतादधोक्षजे आवेश्यतां नो मतिरप्यहेतुकी। Reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 87, verse number 45. In the previous class, we studied the last verse of the prayers of the Vedas personified, which were spoken by Sri Narayana Rishi to Sri Devarshi Narada. So then he concluded his recitation and explained that how these were also spoken earlier by Sananda to his brothers in Janaloka. So now Sri Sukdev Goswami describes after that what happened. Evam sarishinaadishtam grihitva shraddhyatmavan Puna Shrutadharo Rajan Naha Veerabrato Munihi. So having been instructed like this by Sri Narayana Rishi, Sri Narada, he accepted this knowledge with great faith because he is Shrutadhara. He is able to understand and remember whatever he hears just once. And he is Atmavan, he is devoted to Bhagwan. He is called here as Veeravrata, that he is an Ashtika Brahmachari. And he is Muni, means he can also deliberate at the meaning and go to the depth of it. So he heard all this and then he spoke as below. Sri Narada Uvacha Namastasmai Bhagavate. We already did this, right? Krishnāyamal Kirtaye Yodhatte Sarvbhutanam Abhayo Sati Kala. We did that. So the next verse. Iti adyam rishimanamya tatshishyancha mahatmanah tato agadashramam sakshat piturdvapayanasya me. So in this way, after he paid obeisances, then he bowed down to sage Narayana and also to his disciples who also heard this description. And then he went to the ashram of Sri Dvapayan Rishi, who is father of Sukadeva. So therefore he says, Pitur Dvapayanasya me, that he went to my father's ashram. So after hearing from Sri Narayana Rishi, he came to the ashram of Sri Vedavyasa. So, iti shabda prakare samapto va. Iti, the word iti adyam in this way means it. The word iti signifies prakara, or the process or way, or also can mean conclusion, that when this was concluded. Iti prakarenaiva adyam anamya anato bhutva. And thus in this way he bowed down. Yadva iti Krishna pranama samapto vrittayam adyam tamrasi manamya. Or the meaning is that after bowing down to Krishna, then he bowed down to the Adya Rishi Narayana, tato Narayana ashramat. And then from that ashrama he went to the ashram of Vyasa. Sabhajito Bhagavata kritasana parigraha tasmai tadvarnayamasa Narayana mukhachutam. So when he came there, then he was very much honored by Bhagwan Vedvyasa. He gave him a nice seat to sit down. And then Sri Narada related everything which he has heard from Narayana Rishi to Sri Vedavyasa. So he was said as Shrutadhara, therefore he remembers everything and then he recites it. So Bhagavata Vyasena Tasmai Vyasaya. The word Bhagavata has been used for Sri Vyasa, and Tasmai means to him. He described everything. Ityedat varnitam rajan yanna prashna kritastvaya yatha brahmanya nirdeshe nirgunopi manascharet. So now Sukadeva Goswami, he concludes. He says that in this way, O King, I have described to you the reply for your question, because his question was that Brahman is beyond gunas, or it is without gunas and without form. So how can the words describe him, since words are within three gunas? So that was the question which was raised by King Parikshit, and then he gave the reply in this way. Brahman Brahmanya Nirdeshe Nirgune Gunvritte Katham Chalanti Shrutiya Sakshat Sadasta Pare. So he says that I have explained to you how the Shrutis can describe Brahman, which is called ineffable or indescribable. So yatha bhagavad prasadottha bhakti prabhavena ityartha. The meaning is that Shrutis can describe by the grace of Bhagavan. By the power of Bhagavan, they are able to describe what is not within the reach of ordinary words. And then this is the last verse. Sri Sukadeva Goswami concludes this chapter. Yasyotprekshakadimadhyanidhane yo vyakta jiveshvaro ye srishtvaidamanupravishya rishna chakre purah sastita yam sampadya jahatyajam anushayi shuptah kulayam yatha tam kevalyanirastayonim abhayam dhyayedajashram harim. So he says that the one who is utprekshaka, who is the witness of everything, and he is the one who is the beginning, the middle and the end of this creation, and he is the Ishvara for both Prakriti and Purusha. Ya Vyakta Jiveshvara. So Avyakta is Prakriti, Jiva is the Purusha. Yasrishtvaidam anupravishya reshana. And it is he who enters into the world after creating it, and in his form as Paramatma, Chakre Pura Shastita, he creates the various forms of living beings and then he controls them. Yam sampadya jahati ajam anushayi. By attaining him, one can become free from Maya. Supta kulayam yatha, just like a person who wakes up from the sleep, like that he becomes free from Maya. Tam kevalya nirasta yonim abhyam dhyayed ajashram harim. So one should meditate continuously on that Hari who brings fearlessness and who keeps Maya by his own Swarupa, Kevalya Nirasta Yonim. He should be meditated upon. So there is commentary by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti. Samasta Veda Stuti Artham Sangrihya Anusmarayati Yaivasya. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti says that in this verse, Sri Sukadeva Goswami is capturing the essence of the Veda Stuti, everything. Yaivasya Vishwasya Utprekshaka. So he, or the Supreme Person, he is the Utprekshaka. Prekshaka means one who sees. Utprekshaka, one who sees from above. So he is the seer, overseer, controller. Maya anusayanam jivanam karminam karma prabodhya. So the jivas who are sleeping during the dissolution, then he wakes them up, prododbhodhya, by making their karma activated. Because when the dissolution is there, the karma remains in inactive state, and then he makes it active. Karmaphalasya sadhanartham bhogartham cha. So why he activates it? So that people can get the result of their karma, and they can also fulfill their desires, bhogartham cha. So earlier also it was said, Indriyani manobuddhe jana nama srijat prabhu matrartham cha bhavartham cha atmane kalpanaya cha. So tatha jnaninam jnana phalasya, and for those who are jnanis, so there are three types of people. He is saying there are karmis, jnanis and bhaktas. So he creates bodies for all of them. For karmis he creates so that they can get the result of their karma. For jnanis so that they can get the result of their jnana marga. That is sayujya mukti, sayujyasya sadhanartham. Tatha bhaktanam bhakti phalasya premvat parishaddattvasya sadhanartham. And he creates the bodies of devotees so that they can get the result of their devotion, which is attaining the state of being associates of Bhagavan after attaining prema. Buddhi indriyadikam srishtva evam evam tatra prerishyami tyalochka ityartha. So after creating mind, body, senses, etc., he inspires these respective three types of people in their respective paths. Therefore he is called here as Utprekshaka, which he takes as Utpreraka or Alochaka. Means he does alochana in this way, he sees like this and then he creates. त्रैकालिकी सत्तामः अस्य विश्वस्य आदि मध्य निधनेषु य एव वर्तते. He exists in past, present and future, and to say that the verse says adi madhya nidhane ya vartate, that he exists in the beginning, middle and also after the dissolution. Vishwasrishte purvam vishwas madhye vishwanase api. What is the meaning? That he is there before the world was created, after it is created, and also he exists after it is destroyed. Yaduktam bhagavata eva aham eva asam eva agre nanyad asat param pashad aham yadedat cha yo vishishyeta so asmiham. This is spoken by Bhagavan himself in the 4-versed Bhagavatam, the Chatusloki Bhagavatam, spoken to Brahma, where he says that ahameva asameva agre, that before the creation I alone existed. Nanyad yat sadasat param, there was no cause, no effect, means this whole creation was not there. And paschadaham yadetacha, and then after the creation, which means during the creation, I will also exist. And then yavsishyeta so asmiham, what will remain after the dissolution, that is also me. Sarva karanatvam sarva niyantritvam cha. Then the verse describes how he is the cause of all causes, sarva karana karanam, and also the niyanta of everything, sarveshwara, controller. So therefore he says avyakta jiveshwara, yo avyakta jiveshwara. Sarvam jagad idam yanmayam tayo maya jivyor api ye ishvara karanam niyanta cha. So this universe is manifested from him. Tat shaktitvat shaktinam cha shaktimato ananyatvat avyakta jivo api saeva. Because this prakriti or maya is his shakti or his potency, jivas are also his potency. and there is no difference between potency and potent. So therefore he is also the Prakriti and he is also the Jivas. Ityatastasya upadanatvam nimittvatvam niyantritvam cha siddham. So from this it is proven that he is the material cause, he is the instrumental cause, and he is the controller of everything. Pravesha visargau api karoti tyaha ye vedam srishtvan pravishya rishina brahmana pura dev manushya tariyagadi sarirani chakre. And then he enters into this creation. Therefore it is said that in this way, after creating, he enters in it. And then by the form of Brahma, he creates the various forms of devas, human beings and lower species. Tatha rishina iti rishivat nirlepatvat. And then the word rishi implies that just like the sages, they remain unimplicated, detached from everything. So he also remains detached. Or rishi means seer, which means he is the immanent being, the Paramatma inside and sees everything. Tena swarupa bhutam sena tapurah shasti. And thus in this way, by his amsa or by his part as Paramatma, he controls all these bodies which are compared to like a city, pura. Yad bhaktya eva jiva sansaram taranti tyahaya. And it is only by his bhakti that the jiva can transcend the material world. Mameva ye prapadyante mayamitam tarantite. So for this he says yam sampadya jahati ajamanushayi. So avidya aslishta jiva. So jiva has been embraced by ignorance. Anu anu dandvat pranamais charanmule shaite iti tair vyakhyatam. So Sridhar Swami explains this anusayi. The word anusayi means that this person who has attained him, he falls down at Bhagavan's feet every day. That is the meaning of sleeping. Because when you sleep, you fall flat on your back. And when you do Sashtanga Pranam, you also fall flat, but on your belly. So he is making the meaning of Anushayi, that he is doing Dandavat Pranam. That is the meaning that he sleeps. Then Aja. Aja is very important. Goat. So Maya is the goat. Ajam karya karan rupam mayam tyajti. So jahati ajaminam. So he gives up this goat, which is in the form of the Maya as cause and effect. So now he says that you are saying he gives up Maya, Jahati Ajamanushayi, but it is seen that those who have taken shelter of Bhagavan, they also have Mayic body. Also it was said earlier, they also seem to be suffering, remember? He gave different reasons for that. So then he says, Tatraha supte janay kulaya swasariram jahati. Yatha vartmanam api tanna anusandhate tadvat. So he says he is like a sleeping person. It's like one who sleeps and he is dreaming. So in the dream he is not aware of his body. He is in the dream loka. And in the dream, what kind of body do you have? Do you have body made of Panch Mahabhutas? No. Then what is it made of? Sattva? Subtle body. Dream body. So anyway, in the dream you are not aware of your body. So like that, when he is awake, he has the body but he is not aware of it. So supta jana kulayam swasariram jahati yatha vartamanam api tatra nanusandhate. Although it is present, but he does not think about it, means he is not implicated in it. Then he says, sadhan nirpeksham api tasya kvachit sansar nistarakattvamaha. Sometimes Bhagwan liberates a person who has not done any sadhana, any practice, no sadhana bhakti, and still he becomes liberated. Some people hope for that, right? So Sukdev says that is the meaning of Kaivalya Nirasta Yoni Yoni. Kaivalya means Kevala, not doing anything. And Nirasta Yoni means that you are made free from your birth. So Kaivalyam Ekakitvam Tena Jiva Anushtitam Moksha Sadhan Vina Bhutena Api. So Kaivalya means ekaki, that he is just by himself, he is not doing any sadhana. He has not done any practice to attain moksha. Nirasta duri krita yonir jiva avidya. But even his avidya or ignorance is removed by Bhagavan. In some cases it happens like that. For example, yamiha niriksha hata gata swarupam iti bhismokter aghabaka keshyadi nam anyesham bahunam mokshadhanam vinapi moksha darshanat. So Bhismadev, when he was lying on his bed, nice bed, acupuncture bed, so he prayed out of bliss. Because acupuncture takes away all the impurities. So then his body became purified. His mind was settled, so he spoke. So in one verse he says that all the people who saw you at the battlefield and then they died, here, niriksha hata gata swarupa. They saw and they died because Krishna was right in the front on the chariot. So even if they don't see Arjuna, they see him and they die. Arjuna was shooting arrows and they are looking at Krishna and they are dying. So then they attain Sarupya Mukti. Because they yam yam vapi smaran bhavam tyaste ante kalevram tam tam eveti konte. Sadatat bhav bhavita is not here. It just at that time they saw and they died. So without any sadhana. And then many other like Aghasura, Bakasura, Keshi, all these Vyomasura, Vatsasura, Vrisbhasura. So all these people also, they did not do any sadhana, no japa, no mangalarti. Nothing. Nothing like that. But they got Sarupa Mukti. So that is the meaning of Kaivalya Nirastayani. Visheshanena anena swayam Bhagavan Shri Krishna eva dyotita. So Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti says that this particular Visheshana, adjective qualifier, that is Kaivalya Nirastayonim. He says that it is indicative that this verse is speaking about Krishna alone. Why? Because Krishna is the one who is Hatari, Gati Dayaka. He is the one who gives moksha by killing. So, and then Dhyayet Ajasram Harim. One should continuously meditate on Hari. So why the word Hari is used? He says, Harim swamadhuryena premavata manoharaka. So Hari means that he steals your mind because of his quality of called manohara. Manohara means one who steals your mind. So that's why he's called Hari. So from his childhood only he was practicing stealing. Then when he grew up he continued to steal. Abhayam yatha syat, and then he is also called Abhayam, he gives fearlessness. Sviya karma kala kuta vividha vadibhyo bhayam parityajya eva nirantaram dhyayeti dividirokta. So this verse is giving a vidhi, an injunction that people should give up the fear from various types of vadas, charvak vad, buddhavad, this vad, that vad, and become free from the fear of karma, kala, kuta. Kuta also means group of all this, or kuta can mean poison here, kala kuta. So, and then one should meditate on him. So this is the end of his commentary on this chapter. And out of humility then he writes one sloka in which he gives the meaning of his name Vishwanath. So V means Vishesh, special. Swa means dog. Nath means to beg. So that is the meaning he is giving here, Vishwanath. He says, He bhakta dwari ayam chanchad baladhi roti vaumanak prasadam labtadi yasmad vishishta sapeva nathati. He is saying that, O devotees, I am standing at your gate and I am wagging my tail, baladhi, and I am crying that give me some prasad. Just like in India we have a lot of stray dogs, so they come and stand at the gate looking for some food. So he says, I am like that, like a dog. Vishesh, Vishishta Swa eva Nathati. Nath Dhatu is also used in the sense of begging. So I am begging like a dog at the gate of devotees for some prasad. So it has double meaning, that I am looking for the grace of the devotees. And Baladhi has two meaning also. Baladhi means tail. Baladhi means I am a childish person. So such humble meaning he gives. So iti chanchati chanchala bala jada dhiri yasya. So chanchat baladhi means that I have a very dull brain which is very flickering. Or chanchal baladhi means I have a tail which is moving, I am wagging my tail, yes. Balhastastu baladhiriti amara. Amar Kos gives this meaning. Iti Vishwanath pad vitpatti. So in this way he gives the derivational meaning of the word Vishwanath. Iti sarartha darshinyam harshinyam bhakta chetasam saptasiti tamodhyayo dasmaya jani sangata. This is the end of commentary called Sarartha Darshani, which gives bliss to the heart of devotees on 87th chapter of 10th canto. Purushottam Prabhu, you have something to say?
I have one request to make. That is, I think, confusing these words. Sanatan Goswami has given a very elaborate commentary on that, and if you would read that confusing thing, that will be also very nice.
I don't have it with me.
Okay, I will send you.
No, I have in my room, but here I don't have.
Uh-huh. I can send you, just maybe give me 2 minutes. I can copy it and send you.
Yeah, but it won't come out. I'm not having a computer. This is.
Oh, okay, all right, okay. So next time maybe.
Yeah.
Other question I have, this is different Shrutis are saying various things. Is there any debate between the Shrutis and they coming to some conclusion, or this is how it is? Karma Marga, Karma Shrutis are there, Jnana Marga, Jnana Shrutis are there, Bhakti Marga, Bhakti Shrutis is there.
No, there is. Yeah, you can say that they're giving their own opinion. There are Advait Shrutis, Bhakti type Shrutis, various types of Shrutis are there.
Yes.
It's not a debate, but they're praying according to their meaning.
Okay, thank you.
So I have two questions. First one is I would like to know what is the difference in between dream body and a subtle body.
Dream body is dream body and subtle body.
Yeah, but
Dream body is only in the dream, but subtle body is permanent.
subtle body is permanent.
Yeah, subtle body does not disappear when you wake up, but dream body goes on.
Okay, so dream body always disappears. And another question is when you explain he creates and then he enters and then he controls, like Jiva. So about this control, because control is a word that is commonly used everywhere and it's not always the most beautiful word. It's considered like, oh, when one is controlling, it's not a good thing.
What is wrong with that?
Well, you know.
You are inside this shirt and you are controlling it.
Okay.
Right? So what is the problem? If you
Oh.
lift your hand, the hand of the shirt also goes up.
Okay.
You can't
But,
bring it down, it comes down. You are controlling it.
Yes, I'm controlling.
And
But I was
you're controlling it by entering in it.
okay.
And you may have even made it yourself.
No. Okay, I was thinking in different way because, like sometimes it's
You
been
get
taught-
inside the car and then
Yeah.
you control it.
Okay. And how does
you don't
Bhagavan control?
If you
like-
don't control it, it will run here and there.
Okay.
To
I
control
see.
it, you have to sit inside.
Yeah. Okay, because I was seeing Bhagavan as something different than myself, so he was outside and he was controlling.
He's outside, he's inside also.
Yeah. Okay. Now I understand.
Controls from outside and also from inside.
Yeah, because, for instance, Anurag has 5 kittens, like they're very small ones, and they need to be controlled because they go everywhere then.
But if he goes inside them, he will be able to control them, right? No, he's only trying to control from outside. It's so difficult.
Okay, so Bhagavan controls from outside and inside, because otherwise I was thinking, oh, it's just like being a puppet, like, yeah. Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Babaji, in shloka number 50th, 50, I think you said that Prakriti is avyakta, is it correct?
Yeah.
So why Prakriti is avyakta?
What is the meaning of avyakta?
Which is not manifested,
Yeah, so it is not manifest.
but Prakriti would be the...
This is the manifest. The Prakriti, the original Prakriti,
Okay.
from which comes Mahat Tattva.
That is not...
That is unmanifest.
Okay. There is a question from Mohini. Some Shrutis glorify karma, jnana or yoga. Are they just guiding people according to qualification while themselves aware of the supremacy of bhakti and Bhagwan, or do they really believe karma and jnana as ultimate?
No, they know the conclusion, but they are guiding people according to their status.
Babaji, I had one question. What happens to the jiva after it attains mukti or goes to Golok Vrindavan? Does it still exist, or what happens to the jiva essentially?
He goes and does service there, lives there. If he goes to Goloka, he is doing whatever people do in Goloka. He goes to Vaikuntha, then he lives there in Vaikuntha.
So the jiva continues to exist if it goes to Golok?
Jiva is eternal. It's eternal. What else is he going to do?
But in case of mukti, does it still exist, or does it merge and cease to exist?
It's only Sahaja Mukti that you. There are other muktis, 5 types. Okay, Anupam ji.
Pranam Babaji Maharaj. Babaji, in this commentary, there is a line which comes, this Supte Jana Kula Ayam Swashriram Jahati Yatha Vartamanam Api Tatra Anusandhate Tadvat. So
It's not Tatra Anusandhate, Tanna Anusandhate, that is a mistake.
it's a mistake, that's what I wanted to say. Okay.
You are the one who checked this Sanskrit. Who was checking it? Because your name is there in the introduction.
हाँ थोड़ा सा क्लियर था वो.
इसमें इतनी गलती हैं, उन गलतियों को देख के मैंने सोचा ये जरूर महाजन का काम है.
मैंने पूरा नहीं किया महाराज, वो एडिटिंग वो महाराज जी ने खुद ही की है ज़्यादा.
इस वॉल्यूम में सबसे ज़्यादा गलती है. कहीं तो
वॉल्यूम मैंने किया था, वो 45 से 55 वाला किया था.
यार नाम तो इसमें है तेरा.
उन्होंने दे दिया होगा किसी कारण से.
इसमें सबसे ज़्यादा गलती इसमें है. कहीं कहीं तो पूरा पैराग्राफ ही उड़ा दिया है, फिर कहीं आगे लगा दिया है, कहीं पीछे लगा दिया है, कहीं 2 लाइन इधर लगा दी. बहुत गलती निकली है इसमें.
एक प्रश्न और था हमारा, ये जो पॉइंट आ रहा है कि मोक्ष साधना बिना भी मोक्ष दर्शनार्थ इति भाव, कि बिना मोक्ष दर्शन के भी कभी उनको मोक्ष साधन के बिना भी मोक्ष प्राप्त हो जाता है. विशेषणेन अनेन स्वयं भगवान श्री कृष्ण एवं द्योतिता. तो ये केवल भगवान कृष्ण के लिए है, अन्य अवतार जैसे जो स्पेशली नरसिंह अवतार या राम अवतार के लिए भी एप्लीकेबल हो सकते हैं?
ना उनके लिए नहीं. ये हमारा गौड़ीय सिद्धांत है कि केवल भगवान कृष्ण ही मारकर मुक्ति देते हैं. ओनली कृष्ण गिव्स मोक्षा बाय किलिंग. नो अदर अवतार गिव्स मोक्षा बाय किलिंग. That's why I say that it shows him. Otherwise, how will it show him then? Sandeep.
Pranam Babaji Maharaj. So, this dream body is saying, but in dreams you never see yourself, like you are seeing others only.
You don't see yourself?
You never experience.
ठीक से देखो. You have to learn how to dream now.
Yeah, I hardly have any dreams. It is dreamless kind of sleep only. But then, if you dream, you see other things only. You never see what is meaning of that. I was thinking, what is dream body?
Dream body is what you see in the dream. You see your body also. You are not paying attention. Next time you dream, be careful. Look at yourself. Dream body is coming from the samskaras. Okay. So chapter 88. Ashtashiti tamodhyaya. Sri Raja Vacha. So king, he speaks, King Parikshit. Devasura manushyesu yo bhajanti ashivam shivam prayaste dhanino bhoja netu lakshmyaha patim harim etad vedutum ichchama sandehotra mahan hina viruddha shilayo prabhor viruddha bhastam gatim. So he asked a very interesting question. He says that Deva asura manusheshu ye bhajanti ashivam shivam. He says that there are some devas, some asuras, some human beings, and they worship Shiva, who is Ashiva. His name is Shiva. Shiva means auspicious, but he looks inauspicious because he has the skull and bones and snakes and skin and ashes on his body. So means in his appearance he doesn't look like very auspicious, because all these things are not considered as auspicious. But he is auspicious person, he is Shiva. So some people, they worship him, and those who worship him, prayaste dhanino bhoja. Generally they are seen that they are very wealthy and they have a lot of enjoyment, those who worship Shiva. But those who worship Lakshmipati, Narayan, Vishnu, who is the abode of Lakshmi, wealth, they are poor. So this is a very contradictory thing. So he says, I want to know this, and I have a great doubt in this regard, that viruddha silayo prabho viruddha bhastam gati. That these two prabhus, Narayana and Shiva, their shila, their character, their appearance is opposite to each other. Because Shiva doesn't have any wealth, doesn't have a house, he is supposed to be living in a cremation ground. He is a renounced avadhuta and he is wearing all these bones, etc. But his followers are very rich. On the other hand, Narayana is living in Vaikuntha, big opulence, palaces, and he has got nice dress, ornaments, looks very beautiful. But his followers are completely poor, beggars. So he says, this I cannot understand. What is the mystery behind this? Sri Vishnu Chakravarti says, Ashtashiti tame Vishnur eva sevya sanirguna sagunastu vikat shambhu svabhaktadapa sankatam. So he says that in this 88th chapter, it is described that only Sri Vishnu, who is nirguna, who is free from the gunas, is the worshipable. And Shambhu or Shiva, he is not nirguna, he is saguna. And Shambhu fell into trouble from his own devotee, Brikasura. So this will be described, that how Shiva he got into trouble from his own bhakta. Nirguno Vishnu tad bhaktau mitho vapta mudau sada saguneshu mitha klesho mahesha riva. He says that Vishnu and his devotees both are nirguna, and therefore they both are eternally happy. But Shiva and his devotees, they are saguna, and therefore they are having trouble. Mahesha riva. Just like even Shiva got into trouble from Brikasura. ब्रह्म परमात्मा भगवत स्वरूपेषु मध्ये भगवत स्वरूपस्य एव तदुपासकस्य च श्रुतिवाक्यैरेव सर्वोत्कर्षम् उक्त्वा इदानीं सार्धेन अध्यायेन ब्रह्म विष्णु रुद्रेषु अपि मध्ये विष्णोरेव सर्वोत्कर्षात् तस्यैव सेव्यत्वम् आह ननु इति. So he says that by the Shruti statements we understood one thing, that between Brahman, Paramatma and Bhagavan, only Brahman is to be worshipped. He is the worshipable. Okay? Bhagavad Swarup. So this is understood from the Shruti statements. But now in 1.5 chapter, it is being described that between Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva, it is Vishnu only who is supreme. Because there is a confusion in India especially, who is Bhagavan. And Shiva is a great contender for this position. There are others also who contend, sometimes Ganesh also, sometimes Kandaswami, sometimes Kali Mata also. So they also contend this position that they are Bhagavan. But not like Shiva. You go anywhere, you will find Shiva temple. Every village will have some Shivlinga. North to south, anywhere you can go. It's all pervasive, Shiv Bhakti. So there is a big, tough competition from Shiva. So here in Bhagavatam, it is very clearly ascertained. This 1.5 chapter are very important for this whole story, that how worshipable is Vishnu and not Shiva, not Brahma. That's why Bhagavatam is very important, because this type of story you will not find anywhere else. So nanu dhyayet ajasram harimiti tvam hari bhajanam eva vidadhasi. And then he says that you said in the previous sloka, dhyayet ajasram harim, that you should always meditate on Bhagavan Hari, Vishnu, Narayan, Krishna. Tadapi Hari bhajane daradryam ashankya kimiti haram eva sarvam bhajanti. He says, but the problem is that worshipping Krishna makes you poor. And therefore people worship Shiva. That is the reason. He says, why is this? So he is asking this. You also was wandering with Shivlinga when you came first to India, right?
Yeah.
Now you became poor. Right? So that's what he's saying. So Ashivam Chita Bhasma Kapala Patradi Yogad Bahirdarshit Janaira Mangalattvena Pratiyamana. So why Shiva is called Ashiva here? Ashivam Shivam goes against his very name. So he says because externally he looks like that. He is not inauspicious. But externally he has Chita Bhasma. He has got ashes on his body, and that also from the cremation ground. Most inauspicious is the bhasma from the Chita. It's not from the bhasma, ashes from the Yagya Kunda. That is auspicious. But it takes from the cremation ground. And then he had Kapala, skull. And he had so many skulls, he makes a garland of skulls. Krishna is called Vanamali, right? He is called Kapalamali. And generally Kapal we say, from 2 Kapalas you make 1 ghata. But this is a human Kapal, skull of human beings, and he makes a garland. And They talk with each other. And then Kapal Patradi Yogat. So all these things, Bahidarshi Janair, Amangalatvain. People who are only looking externally, to them Shiva appears in auspicious. Bhoja Bhogvantasyate Bhavanti. But his bhaktas have lot of money, opulence, wealth, enjoyment. You can see. Nanuiti Lakshmapati Bhajatantu na dhanino napi bhogvanto bhavanti kuta ityartha. So why is it that those who are worshipping the husband of Lakshmi, especially he uses the word Lakshmapati, he could have used the word Vishnu Narayana, he specifically says the husband of Lakshmi, husband of wealth personified. So why is that they are always begging for survival and they don't have much opulence? Viruddhaiti, and this to Prabhus their behavior seems contradictory. Bhikshukam Sivam Bhajanta Sampanna Shiv Lakshmi Patim Vishnu Bhajantam Stu Bhikshva Bhavanti Vapritya Manchitam. So those who are worshipping Shiva, who is like a beggar, they become rich, and those who worship Lakshmi Pati Vishnu, they become beggars. So this was also spoken by the Brahmar Geet. Yadanucharit Leela Karna Piyus Viprut Sakritadan Vibhutadantu Dharma Vinashta Sapadi Griha Kutambadina Mutsrijadina Bahavo Vihanga Bhikshu Chariyam Charanti. He says that many people they hear Krishna Katha and then they become renowned, they leave their family, house, wife, everything, and then they wander here and there like beggars. So why is it like that? So this is the question, and then Sukadeva Goswami will reply from the next verse onwards. Okay, we stop here.